4-0. Let me just repeat that one more. 4-0. Let me do that again. Nil. Flick it. Flick the nil. 4-0. Liverpool 4, Wolves 0. Liverpool scored 4 goals and Wolves scored none. Kelleher was in goal and he was boss. Welcome to the player ratings, people. I don't want to waste too much time at the start of this intro. I exerted a lot of energy in my instant match reaction. I exerted a lot of energy watching the game itself. And I don't know, it's just I've woke up on what is a Monday morning. And you know what I feel? $1 gazillion. $1 gazillion. I don't know how much a gazillion is, but that's how much I feel like. Just think of how big $1 billion is. Gazillion is well bigger than that. That's how I feel right now. Why? Because Liverpool won 4-0. Before we get into any of the player ratings though, people, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, OneFootball. Today's video is brought to you by OneFootball. Thank you very much to them for sponsoring this video, and make sure that you go over in the top link of the description and download their app. It is fantastic, people. I didn't know there were so many countries, so many leagues for you to go and view information from. Latest news, latest transfers. You can also see all the latest updates and live scores when your team is playing. Yes, you can choose your preferred team. So for my team, it's Liverpool. You can see all the latest information on them. But not only that, people, it doesn't only go that far. You can go and see anything to do with teams in the Premier League, anything to do with teams in the Champions League, Europa League, any team across Europe, any team across the world. You can go and have a look and see how they're doing in their leagues and any news based on what their team is going through. Make sure that you download the OneFootball app, people. It is fantastic. And obviously, I want to thank them once more for supporting this channel. Make sure you go and support them because they support us massively. One massive big shout out to OneFootball again. And yeah, top link in the description, people. Thank you. So make sure that you go and download that app, people. It is brilliant, honestly, mate. And it also very quick with its notifications, so you can know when Liverpool have more 4-0 performances like that. Have I mentioned it was 4-0, by the way? When they have more performances like that, you'll get the goals instantly. It's brilliant. Go and download it. Top link in the description. But people, I know I've took the piss there at the start of the video, but I really, really do have to just talk about how brilliant Liverpool was. In fact, after the game, once the game finished, I was kind of debating, like, was that our best performance all season? Because I had that thought, and then I was thinking, nah, surely not. Purely based on the fact that the Atalanta game was so good and it was a bigger scoreline. But then I've woke up and I've thought about it through the night, because I'm always thinking about these little stupid things before bed. I'm always playing on my own brain, like, you know what, mate? Like, I always have a debate with myself, pretty much. And the debate last night was, what was a better performance, that one against Wolves or that one against Atalanta? I'd like to know your opinions in the comments down below. But in my opinion, and if you're just asking me, I've got to give that man of the match, and not the man of the match, I've got to give the better game, the game of the season, to Wolves. It was more just fluid. It was more perfect. It was just defensively better, offensively better, and we controlled the game. Even against Atalanta, we conceded a lot of chances. We conceded quite a lot of chances, and that's understandable with the fact that Atalanta have got great offensive players, but so do Wolves. And even though Wolves had some good chances yesterday, you can't really say, maybe bar one or two moments, Liverpool had to be that worried. Like, obviously, when you're playing a team like that, and they've got Podence and Neto and Adama Traore and all these belter quick players, that will cause you problems, especially against the backline that isn't your first backline. We dealt with it perfectly. As the game concluded as a whole, phenomenal. But we are here to do the player ratings, and make sure that you are, as always, getting involved in the comments down below. So we'll start off with the goalkeeper, because that's really should where you start off. And Kelleher, man, what can I say about Kelleher? The Irish prime Iker Casillas, yeah? The Irish prime Iker Casillas. He's fucking boss. He's boss. If you've watched me instant match reaction, I'm not going to break into an Irish accent again, but I done a whole minute segment on just how good Kelleher is. I literally broke from my amazing Scouse accent to his amazing Irish accent. I don't know if he speaks exactly like that. However, I'd made the effort. And yeah, he's just boss. When he goes back to Ireland, he's going to pull all the lasses when he gets there. All the girls are going to be all over Kelleher. Why? Let me tell you why. In fact, let me give you 2 reasons. He's just made his debut at Anfield, by the way, in the Champions League. That was a game that we needed to win as well, by the way. Oh, and got a clean sheet. Oh, against a very good team in Ajax. Let's fast forward a few days and let's talk about the game that took place yesterday. Oh, Wolves 4-0. And Kelleher gets another clean sheet, another solid performance, and he actually got to do it in front of fans. On his Anfield debut, he got to do it in front of fans. And I will talk about the fans more in a bit, but what more can you ask for from Kelleher? He's doing things that you'd expect him to be doing. So this is one thing that Liverpool fans kind of forget. Because after that first performance against Ajax, I was getting loads of messages, loads more than what I thought I should have, saying, James, he should have made them saves though, shouldn't he? Why are you saying it like a negative connotation? Yes, he should make them saves, but only some of them. Some of them were quite difficult shots and quite versatile. I'm talking about the Ajax game and even the Wolves game yesterday. Yes, the saves he should make, but since when has many goalkeepers been able to do the basics? I mean, how many goalkeepers can truly do the basics for game in, game out? Kelleher obviously has only played 2 games, but he's done the basics that we need to see. We can't be getting too overly spoilt about that, mate. When we've got a backup goalkeeper, a 22-year-old, who, by the way, is the backup goalkeeper for Ireland, and even Darren said it, if Kelleher is playing like that, he walks into that Ireland team, no question. And I don't even know who the first choice Irish goalkeeper is, but Kelleher will get into the Irish team. Kelleher will certify himself as Liverpool's number 2. And I think Kelleher will be fucking damn happy about that. I think he'd be buzzing. I mean, how his life has just changed. Literally, last week he was conceding 7. In the under-23s. Now he's got 2 clean sheets at Anfield against 2 top sides in games that we needed to win. And in the words of Michael Owen, what gives you more of a chance of winning games? Not conceding goals. So, and even though that's a very basic statement, in this instance, it's one to bring up, mate, because Kelleher has been a massive part. I'm going to give Kelleher I haven't even gave him a rating yet. I'm going to give him a 9. I don't know how you give him anything less. I mean, you'll probably argue a 10. He's had 2 clean sheets. He literally never made no mistakes. His distribution looks brilliant. I've always said distribution, but he's a good goalkeeper as well from the looks of it. And people say, like, this is not the man who was in goal for that Arsenal game in the 5-5 draw last season. This is not the man who was in goal against Sheffield. This is not the man who was in goal against City even last week. But the thing that you've got to know about the man that is Kelleher, he is training around world-class players. One of them being Alisson. 2, he's training around world-class coaches. And you know Jurgen Klopp is going to get good coaches. And even though we've never quite had the best luck with goalkeepers, I just think that's poor scouting. And I also think it's just things kind of going wrong for Liverpool. Like Karius, he was doing okay, but when he made them mistakes in the big games, that's what kind of made his career go like that. Kind of same with Adrian now. It's kind of like no coming back from it. But I don't think that's to do with the coaching. I think that's to do with the players and their confidence and their issues. For that reason, I'm going to give Kelleher a 9 because players can improve, and he's been a big sort of statement he's been a big sign that statement is true, and I couldn't agree with it more. 9 out of 10 for Kelleher, could be argued for man of the match, just like anyone else. Anyway, we'll move on to Robertson. What do you say about Robertson? Clear is the best left back in the world. Like, clear. There's no debate. And if you want to have a debate in the comments down below, believe me, I allow any opinions on this channel. That's what this channel is for. It is for you to bring your opinions and for me to think about it, and then I'll come up with a conclusion. I'll turn on the camera and then we'll get an answer. For Robbo though, mate, there's nothing you're going to say that's going to convince me that he's not the best left back in the world. Nothing. Another great performance. Worked hard. Consistency. Just in terms of work levels, consistency and ability, he's probably been the best player this season. Boss. And the fact that he gets an injury in I can't even remember the game now. Was it Leicester? No, it weren't Leicester. I can't even remember. Was it the Brighton game? No, it was Ajax. Ajax, sorry. Yeah, the Ajax game, he gets the injury, the foot injury, and then, mate, he carries on and he fights through it. How many of them do you see nowadays? I love Robbo, man. I'm going to give him a fucking 9 as well. I'm sorry if these player ratings are going to seem a bit generous, but he deserves it, man. Let me know what you thought about Robbo in yesterday's game. Fabinho and Motm, we'll do these as a 2. Just again, like, when you think and you take into consideration, and I offer to you that these 2 players, like, if you told me, like, at the beginning of the season, you're going to have, at some point for the majority of the season, a Joel Matip and a Fabinho as your 2 main centre-backs, I'm thinking to myself, like, I like Fabinho, and he's got good attributes, and he's a good player. But at centre-back, next to Joel Matip as well. Mr. I can't play 2 games in a row, Joel Matip. Oh, he's just proven that wrong, by the way. Class. Fabinho, I said it, the first game he played centre-back against Chelsea, I said it for Fabinho. I said he walked into that game a centre-mid, and he walked out of that game a centre-back. And I said that, and I offered that to you, because it's just like, he did. And it's, I mean, obviously circumstances around injuries have made that even more true. It's not necessarily the fact that he played well, but I think we've conceded 1 goal or 2 goals since Fabinho's played centre-back. Like in every game that he's played centre-back, we conceded 1 or 2 goals while he's been in that position. Just phenomenal. Leader, he's only really had 1 bad game, which was the Brighton one, which was a bit questionable. Other than that, he's been Mr. Solid. I'm going to give an 8.5 for Fabinho, and then I'm going to give... And Matip got a goal. We can't even forget about Matip's goal. What a great little direction sense to get that header and get in the box. And Matip is good with his offensive play, and we know that. And when Matip can play, he's probably one of the most underrated centre-backs, not only in the league, but the world, mate. He's class. He is class. Joel Matip is class. No one can disagree with me on that. When he plays... And if he had been playing more over the past few years, people would see that more. I'm going to give Matip a 9 because when you get a goal as well, kind of boosts up the points. Nico Williams. Nico Williams. Listen, lad, you're not watching this video, but if you are watching this video and you do somehow come across this, you are a gorgeous man. Let me tell you a few reasons why you're a gorgeous man. And people, you know I love you, but I just have to move the fans out the way. I'm personally talking to Nico right now. Nico, you... The reason why I like you, this is why I like you. You're the same age as me and you are 10 times better than the person that I am. Let me tell you why. Because you're bossing it. I'm no one compared to you. I'm measly and minuscule to what you've achieved in your life. Honestly, mate, you have more ability in your little finger than I do in this whole 5'10", and yes, I am 5'10", 5'10" body. Scouse body, by the way. He's smashing it for Wales. He comes back to Liverpool as a few, I'm talking to the fans again now, by the way, as a few debatable performances. I think the fans still overreacted, but a few debatable performances. And then he comes into this game and he tears it up, in my opinion. I thought he had a good game, and I'm not going to lie, I thought I was a bit harsh in my instant match reaction yesterday with Nico, because the one thing that I will say about Nico Williams, and I love Nico Williams, I just don't know if he's ready to be a backup right back for this team, let alone a first choice right back. But over the last game or two, you know, I actually came up against Neres, and Neres is a very good player, I'm sure we'll all agree. And then today, or against Wolves, he's coming up against Podence, and he's coming up against Neto, and he's coming up against Adama Traore. Don't play about, and he plays that well. Like, don't get me wrong, he got caught once or twice, and the penalty was harsh in my opinion. Not the penalty, the free kick was harsh in my opinion. Obviously, he got booked very early on in the game. But other than that, boss. I'm going to give Nico, what do you give Nico Williams? I'm going to give Nico an 8. I'm going to give Nico an 8, and that's actually a very good rating considering what he's been getting recently. Being fantastic. Jordan Henderson, we move into the midfield, our captain. We need to get, Copper said it perfectly on their show, we need to get a song for Henderson. Any Hendo songs, suggestions, leave them in the comments down below. Jordan Henderson, our skipper. When he's in the team, we're just better. When he's in the team, we win games. When he's in the team, we flow more in the midfield. That's evident. Watch the first half of Brighton, watch the second half of Brighton. There's all the facts that you need. Jordan Henderson is the most important player to this team. I've been saying it's Alisson. I've been saying it's this, that. Jordan Henderson is the most important player to this Liverpool team, without doubt. I am so proud of what that man has had to overcome. I am so proud that he has gone and won everything there is to win with Liverpool Football Club. Maybe not in fact, he's won the League Cup with Liverpool. Maybe not the FA Cup, but he's won the League Cup with Liverpool. So if he retires and the FA Cup's the only trophy he hasn't won, I'm sure he can sleep at night. Jordan Henderson, another great performance. Fuck it, I just think he controls the games. I think he dictates the games. I really, really do. I think that's what Henderson's new role is, and I think he's very good at it. I'm going to give him a 9, and I'm going to give him a 9 because even though people might have not realised the reasons of why I'm giving Jordan Henderson a 9, just if he weren't on the pitch, you would understand why I'm giving Jordan Henderson a 9, because you would see what that team is missing when he's not there. So Jordan Henderson gets a 9 for me. He never made no mistakes, and when he had to do his job, he fucking done his job. Gini Wijnaldum, my man, this is my stance on the Gini Wijnaldum contract, people, and obviously he came out after the game. If you didn't see it, came out after the game, he had an interview and he was like, don't be asking me about the contract, ask the club. Even Jurgen Klopp was asked about it and he was like, I really hope he signs a new contract. So this isn't Klopp and this isn't Gini. Gini wants to sign a new contract, Klopp wants him to sign a new contract. Usually, even on FIFA career mode, that means we can get this done, but not in this case, because Liverpool, the club, Liverpool in like Edwards and that, they haven't gave him a new contract, shit, I just dropped my glasses. They haven't gave him a new contract, or they're not thinking on giving him a new contract, or agreeing a new contract because they feel that his terms or his wages are too much. I don't care if Gini Wijnaldum asks for £1 million. Okay, maybe a bit of a stretch, but you get the point. Let Gini Wijnaldum boost his wages a bit. In fact, I haven't got it right in front of me, but I'm going to try and quickly get up Gini Wijnaldum's wages, and I do believe it's extremely low for a player that fucking... That good. That's what I mean. I want to know how much he's on wage a week. That'll be a very interesting one. If you do know, let me know in the comments down below. But weekly wage. So it's saying here he's on £75,000 a week. A player who has won a Champions League, by the way, and a Premier League. Oh, and being a crucial part in both of them games. In fact, without Gini, we don't go to the final, mate. We don't go to the final against Spurs. Oh, because he scored 2 goals. Oh, when he played boss. Gini's a legend. And I hope Liverpool give him the respect he deserves. And let's talk about yesterday. Great game overall, but that goal. Gini, are you taking the piss? Like, you trying to make me cry before you possibly leave? I hope he doesn't though, man. I really hope he doesn't. 9 out of 10 for Gini Wijnaldum. Curtis Jones. I feel like I'm talking about every player the same. Just like Curtis Jones, Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum. Everyone was just amazing yesterday, people. Might as well just say all 10s, but then it makes a bit of a more boring video. Curtis Jones, the kid's just got confidence, the kid's got pizzazz, he's got skill, he's got ability, he's got now experience, he's getting minutes under his belt. Probably the most underrated wonder kid that there is in Europe right now in terms of when you talk about all the top youngsters, he's in that bracket now. I'll put Curtis Jones in there with the Mason Greenwoods and stuff like that of this world. The only reason why I think Curtis Jones hasn't been able to get the minutes is because of how strong Liverpool's midfield usually is. Usually we have a Fabinho there, we could possibly have a Thiago there if he had been fit. Henderson, Naby, Ox, all these players. It doesn't look like there was a place for Curtis Jones a few months ago simply for the depth that we had. However, now it looks like there's more than a place for Curtis. I think Curtis could be knocking on the door for a first team spot. I really do. I don't know if that's going to hinder anything with Gini or with Naby or whatever, but he's our scouser and he's the one that we need to move forward with. When we talk about yesterday, I don't think he was the man of the match, but he played very good in a very good bunch. I thought he was fantastic. And again, kind of like Henderson, I was just seeing him getting involved when he didn't quite need to. But at the same time, when he was on the ball, he was doing a lot with the ball and he was finding men. It was brilliant. It was a brilliant performance from Curtis Jones yesterday. So proud of how he stepped up. And he's just looking more confident game by game. Like I said, going to give him a solid 8.5. I think that's a fair rating for Curtis Jones. Because like I said, he's just been stepping up. Now, Sadio Manny, and I'm going to do a one-off video soon about Sadio Manny and the fact that he's not really been in great form recently. Don't get me wrong, I still think he has a really good game yesterday. Probably was maybe the worst of the bunch though. Unless I'm wrong, but he was probably the worst player on the pitch. No discredit in the players who started as well, by the way. Not discredit to the best player in the world, mate, but just he was the worst of a fantastic bunch, but still put a great shift in. I don't want to give the excuse to Manny like, oh, he's tired. But I do think if we give him a rest or two, he'll start to find his flow again. We know this about Manny. In fact, it's probably the thing that genuinely stops him from being the best player in the world. Like, in many other people's eyes. It's the fact that he does have that month or two where he can drop out of form. And listen, I love Manny, my fucking brother. But I can also admit his flaws. And one thing that he does tend to do from time to time is just go in and out of games. Not during the game itself. He's always in the game. He's always competitive. He's always tracking back. He's always getting forwards. But he has like 2, 3, 4 games where he'll just spell out. But just remember, before 4 games ago, he was our best player. In my opinion, it was like, if Manny doesn't play, we're fucked, do you know what I mean? So, Manny yesterday, I'm going to give him an 8. I don't really think anyone deserves below an 8. However, that being said, I do think he was probably the least standout player. But like I said, that was of a very good bunch. Bobby Firmino, the man's back in form. When you put that man in front of fans, he changes. Like, he changes something in his brain. But he's actually been playing well recently as well. He's been doing really good on the pitch. He's been getting not just the link-up play and stuff like that, but he's actually been getting in better positions. He's been looking more confident on the ball. It's like he's thinking about what he needs to be doing more. I love Bobby. And when people were saying before the game started, why is Bobby in the starting 11? Listen, when Bobby is on form, there's not many players, including proper number 9s, that start over Bobby Firmino. Certainly not a new signing. And yes, in form, Diogo Jota. Not even him. Even though he's been boss and he's been showing real good glimpses recently. Bobby Firmino is another level when he's on form, and don't sleep on Bobby Firmino because he is the man. He's getting a 9 from me. I thought he was crucial yesterday, but bit high. In fact, bit high. 8.5. I didn't want to give him an 8 because it was too low, and then I wanted to give him a 9 because I thought that was more suitable, but then I realised you can go in the middle. 8.5 because just done his job, but he's doing more now, and he's doing his job more effectively. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm giving bad analysis, but that's the only way I can explain a Bobby performance, because he never got a goal and he never really got close to having a mad scoring chance, maybe by 1 or 2. But other than that, though, mate, he was brilliant and he was doing his job. And he's not there to score goals, he's there to create goals. That's one thing I need you Liverpool fans to remember. And I'm not always right, and I'm not trying to act like I'm the be-all and end-all, but even ask, legends, you know what I mean? Even ask people who do know the shit. You can go and ask them and they'll say the same thing. Firmino just adds a lot more than just goals to your team. It's just a fact. And then Salah. Someone made a good point about Salah yesterday, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. It seems like whenever he can get a goal early on in the game, that leads to him. That leads him to have a better game, in a sense. So he scores a goal early on. That means he's going to have more momentum to go forward in the game. But it's mad because it's actually true. It's like whenever he does, it's like he's trying to spend the first part of the game trying to get that goal, and then when he can't get that goal, he's trying to put himself in the proper positions, which isn't allowing him to be as free. But it's like once he's got that goal, it allows him to be more free, feels more confident to go out of position, but it works. And Mo's an innovator. He's an innovator, and I love Mo, and it was a great performance from him yesterday. He's going to get a 9.5 for me. Would that put him man of the match? Probably would put him man of the match, but to be fair, he had a great game, got a goal, and he got a few more scoring chances. And I thought overall he looked dangerous, very dangerous, and people sleep on Mo as well, lads. It's mad. It is crazy. We'll move on to the substitutions. Diogo Jota came on against his former club. Didn't really have much time to make an effort, but I'll give him a 7. I'll happily give him a 7. Trent Alexander-Arnold came back from training, got an assist, a very good assist. I fucked up in the instant match reaction. I was like, Robbo, but that was just because when I was watching the game and we were scoring this many goals, I was just thinking, I wish I could show you the live match reaction, but the footage just corrupted and it was just shit. Anyway, you'll see that I weren't even paying attention. I weren't even commentating on the game no more. I was basically just screaming, and I was just like, Bravo! Because I forgot that Trent came on the pitch for Nico Williams in the 60th minute or so, or 55th. But when he came on, sounds, and I'm going to give him an 8 because he came back and he does what Trent Alexander-Arnold does, and that's get assists. Naby lad, my boy, my brother. Feel sorry for Naby, someone who struggled to get games and even came back against Leicester, looked very good, and then he got injured again. And it's a shame, it's a big shame, but Naby Keita has got the talent there. It's just about this and this. Can he stay fit, but can he stay mentally strong? Can he fight through some of these injuries just a little bit more? And listen, I'm not him. I'm not getting all these injuries. But it does seem like he goes down a little bit easily, Naby Keita. And I'm not referencing the Leicester game. I'm not referencing anything. I'm just saying in general, that's the way I feel about Naby. But in terms of yesterday's game, good to see him get minutes. Looked solid when he came on. I'll give him a 7 for me. Naby lad. Jurgen Klopp. People have been telling me to rate the manager, and rightly so, because I should be doing that anyway. Jurgen Klopp, he gets a 10 out of 10. Listen, how does the manager of the team who's had the circumstances that Jurgen Klopp has had this season and gets it that right, and we played that well, how do you not give him the highest rating out of all the players and stuff like that? I mean, he was brilliant. He was brilliant in terms of how he set up the team. He was brilliant in terms of how he reacted to the fans. He was brilliant in his interview. Jurgen Klopp is just a brilliant manager overall, and that's why he's getting a 10 out of 10 for me. And then the last one, and I decided to do this one because it was just boss. And make sure, actually, go over to Welford TV and see a vlog, because he actually went to the game yesterday. I couldn't, but he went to the game and he done a vlog for it, which was brilliant. So go and check that out on his channel, Welford TV. But I'm going to rate the fans, and he was one of them fans, and it's just so good to see people back in. And even though there was 2,000 people or whatever, they turned up and they done their job, and they were a great 12th man yesterday. And you could see the players felt better for them being there. You could see it. It was in their eyes. They were all excited, and they were genuinely buzzing to see us back there, because they know it's more than just them. Them on that pitch is great, but it's not the same when we're not there. Does that make sense? The fans get an 11. They beat Jurgen Klopp. 11 out of 10 for the fans. They were fucking marvellous. And if you was at the game yesterday and you are watching this, not only Welford but anyone, round of applause from me, because you're brilliant. Honestly, mate, fantastic. But people, that will be the end of this video. Let me know who was your man of the match. I've gave my player man of the match to Mo Salah, but everyone played amazing, and I think everyone can agree with me on that. But people, go and download the OneFootball app. Link is in the description, as well as leave a like and subscribe. But thank you for watching this video, people, and I will see you all in a bit.